What up, Team Nonstop? It's Kim. I have frizzy hair and updates about my diet. Race day nutrition. How do you feed yourself when you're racing for an entire day, sometimes multiple days in a row? Well, this is how I do it. Let's say you're embarking on your first ever mountain bike race and it just happens to be a 3-day stage race. I'm speaking from my own personal experience as a non-pro endurance athlete. However, it did feel like I had plenty of energy for the entire race and then some. So part of that had to do with the fact that I probably should have pushed harder. My teammate and I felt pretty good. Never once on our 3-day race did we bonk. And that's like a technical term, bonking. You guys probably know. So on this trip, because we were traveling through a foreign country and through the middle of nowhere, you know, groceries are scarce, they said they were gonna feed us along the way. However, I packed some of my own food. One of the things I packed was Vigilant Eats oatmeal cups. Starting my day with oatmeal is a great way to give me the energy, the carbs, the nutrition that I need to get going. And it makes me feel satiated, which can be a dangerous thing if you're doing endurance racing because you wanna eat before you're hungry. But if you know better, you just eat constantly throughout the day. And I tried to eat oatmeal every morning. Sometimes I'd eat some eggs, but I always eat fruit, because fruit sugar is some of the easiest sugar for your body to break down and use as fuel. It's a great natural food source in case the gels or the goos don't feel good to your stomach. In case the sugary sports fuel doesn't feel good to your body, fruit is amazing, and generally this always goes over well with most bellies. Fruit every morning, oatmeal every morning, because the carbohydrates, complex carbs, help me stay fueled for longer. Because you're racing, it's not like I could pack like a real meal in my pocket. I'm vegetarian and I don't eat dairy. I was pretty picky about what I packed, so these are the bars I packed. By the way, I'm not getting paid for any of these shout outs. This is just actually what I was eating. Health Warrior is one of my favorite ones. The thing about Health Warrior is that all of their bars have a superfood as the #1 ingredient. So this one's pumpkin seeds and the other one was chia seeds. Totally non-dairy, gluten-free bars. This is the only one I have left because I ate them all. I probably should have made this video before the race, but I didn't. There's a honey cracked pepper and turmeric. Turmeric is like great for anti-inflammatory, but they also have a dark chocolate one, which is just banging. And then the chia seeds, I ate all of those because they're smaller and they fit really well into like the tiny spaces in your jersey pocket and your hydration pocket. I don't have any more to show you because I ate them all. I guess you wouldn't call this one vegan because it has honey in it. Enduro packs, I put this in all of my hydration pack. What's great about the Enduro packs is that it really doesn't have a lot of flavor. I like the way it makes the water taste. It makes the water taste like really delicious tap water, and I'm a fan of that. You should try these out. I highly recommend you try them out. It's electrolytes, but it also has silver in it, colloidal silver, which is beneficial for your immune system. And it also has potassium, magnesium, iodine, copper, selenium, chromium. I mean, like, this is zinc. You know, you just drop it in any water or liquid that you're drinking. Creatine chewables. I'm not a fan of these on a regular basis, but for the race I was, because they are a bit of like, you know, sugar. There's some sugar to them, not a lot. Also getting the creatine boost to help protein synthesis of the protein bars. Good segue, Kim. I brought the plant-based Aloha protein bars just because I didn't want to bring anything with additives, and Aloha is pretty clean, non-GMO, organic. This is pumpkin seed protein, brown rice protein, cashew butter, semi-sweet chocolate chips, pea protein, ground coffee beans. Ooh. When you're eating these on the go, drink a lot of water because they can be a little pasty in your mouth. They're definitely not easy to swallow while working out, while doing an endurance or a hike or something. That's why I prefer the chia bars or the Health Warrior bars. I feel like they're a little easier to swallow. These definitely came in handy, and then the creatine chewables along the way. So I drank an entire bottle of water with a scoop of glutamine in it every single night to help my legs recover so that I could get up and do it all again the next day. Some people say that goos really bother their stomach, but I'm a big fan of having that caffeine shot. And to keep me going full steam ahead, I had Red Bull and water in my water bottle and goos in my pocket for emergencies, because the goos have 35 milligrams of caffeine, which actually isn't a lot. A whole can of Red Bull has 80 milligrams of caffeine, which is the equivalent of a cup of coffee. So a whole can of Red Bull with some water, chugging that down, that was the preferred nutrition, but in a pinch, this also came in handy for sugar and caffeine. So I'm a fan of the cherry lime flavor. I like the cherry lime flavor. It's kind of like Jolly Rancher. And then the other picky bars, these were cool because these are just to switch it up. When you're eating bars constantly, like, I mean, how many bars do I eat per day? 6 or 7 bars in a day. So that's a lot. It's nice to just switch it up. You start to get sick of like the same thing. So picky bars, these work great. This is a peanut butter picky bar. Has 2 dates. I like that it says what's in it on the front. These have no gluten, no soy, no dairy. You see it says egg whites. This is something that I have to argue with people. Dairy is stuff that comes from a cow. Eggs come from a chicken. Eggs are okay in my diet. I find that my body reacts badly to milk products, dairy products, lactose. Eggs work just fine for my body. It's not a vegan thing. It's a how my body reacts to food thing. I highly recommend that you test these things out for yourself. Like, don't just take my word for it, but these are a great place to start with this kind of nutrition. Once that's all over, end of the race, we had rice, couscous. Couscous has a fair amount of protein in it. So does brown rice. Quinoa burgers, black beans. I love beans. So, but it was a little hard to eat that out here in Iceland. It wasn't as readily available. So protein was a little difficult at the end of the day. I was really glad that I had my Aloha protein bars and my Health Warrior bars and all my bars, because that's where I got most of my protein while I was racing. Carbohydrates are the most important thing you need while you're racing. So I was set on that. This is the hydration pack I use. Camelback spare tubes and my tools in here, and then snacks. Still got some wrappers. Garmin. This is post-race, guys, so it's a bit of a mess. And then this is nice for just fast stashing of a base layer or snacks. This back here is the bladder. I really liked this little part. At first I was like confused as to what this was, but then I realized it was really helpful to hold. It's wider and it sits lower. The weight is distributed off your shoulders. It holds up to 3 liters. And then once you fill it up, you just stick this right in there. Another feature I really liked about this was the fact that it had a waist strap. Anybody that starts to feel like tired in their shoulders, highly recommend having a waist strap. The other cool thing about a waist strap is that you get to stash things in the waist pockets. So I had gloves stashed right here for when my hands got really cold. I also stuck a little GoPro in there, and that's a zipper pocket. You can see right there. And then I stuck a bunch of bars. I still got wrappers. Always take your trash with you. Don't leave it on the trail. Ah, right, see? So I kept my garbage with me. And then there's another pocket right here. So I stuck sometimes more snacks or GoPro in there. What's even cooler is that as you're riding, the weight is on your hips, so it's not pulling on your shoulders. The bladder is sitting right here rather than up here. This little feature is cool. It's a magnet. You drink, and then you let go, and a lot of times it would just kind of find its way back in there, so it wouldn't, you know, flop around and hit you. This is a magnet little holder. It just fits right in there. It has a lockout feature. You know, this is no water. I most of the time didn't lock it out. I kept it open. The amount of water that would come through was great. It was like a good amount. You didn't have to try too hard to get the water. And I found that if I did have to try decently hard to get the water out, then I knew that my hydration pack was running low. So it was pretty clear signal to me when it was running low. Highly recommend getting this one for even just casual rides. Endurance races, definitely, because it carries a lot of stuff too. I had 2 spare tubes, all of my tools, 2 extra layers. In the meantime, when it's empty, it's pretty light. I'm Kim Nonstop. Thank you so much for watching this video. I post videos every week. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Please leave in the comment section below what you are planning to race, do next. What's your next adventure? What brought you to this video? I want to know. And join my Patreon team if you haven't done that yet. We support Girls Inc., making girls strong, smart, and bold. So go join that Patreon team right now and be an awesome supporter. Okay, that's it. Bye.